Today, we're going to dive into a concept that's looking to shift our entire relationship with artificial intelligence. And no, we're not just talking about another smarter chatbot. This is a whole new frontier called personal AI infrastructure, or PAI for short. So what's the big idea? Well, it all kicks off with a really fundamental belief about human potential. The entire project is really built on this one powerful idea. This quote gets to the heart of it, right? The thinking is that most of us don't even believe we have something truly unique to contribute. So the goal of this tech isn't just about making us more efficient, it's about activating us. And that leads to this central question. I mean, this is a total reframing of the whole AI narrative we hear all the time. Instead of building a tool that might one day make us obsolete, what if AI could actually be a partner? A partner that helps us discover and, really pursue our own purpose. This is the core mission we're going to be exploring. So to really get what AI is, we first have to understand what it isn't. And the way the source material breaks down the AI systems we use today is actually pretty brilliant. It puts them into 3 distinct levels. Okay, first up, we've got level 1, chatbots. This is what pretty much everyone is familiar with, right? You ask a question, you get an answer, and then, boof, the AI completely forgets the interaction ever happened. Every single conversation starts from scratch. The pattern is simple: ask, answer, and then the most important part, forget. But of course, AI has moved beyond just simple chat. And that brings us to level 2, agentic platforms. Now, these are way more capable. They can actually do things, browse the web, write and run code, all that good stuff. The pattern evolves to ask, it uses its tools, and you get a result. But, and this is a big but, there's still a critical piece missing. It doesn't really know you or what you're trying to achieve long-term. And that finally brings us to level 3, personal AI infrastructure. Now, what's so different here is how the pattern ends. It doesn't just do a task and stop. It has a feedback loop. It learns from every single interaction, every success, every failure, and it's constantly improving at helping you specifically. And here, you can see the difference in a single glance. On the left, you've got that one-way street, that forgetful interaction of today's chatbots. But over on the right, with PAI, you see this continuous feedback loop. It's not just about getting an answer anymore. It's about the system itself getting smarter with you every step of the way. That right there is the fundamental shift. So what does this whole learning loop thing actually feel like when you're using it? Well, it shifts the AI from being just another tool you pull out of a toolbox to something more like a persistent personal assistant that's always there. I love this quote because it just nails the feeling of it. An agent just runs a command and moves on. It has no memory, no state, but an assistant, a coach, a mentor, they know your goals. They remember what you like and what you don't. They're actually invested in your success, not just for one task, but for the long haul. And look, this isn't just some philosophical difference. It's actually built right into the architecture. There are 3 core things that set it apart. First, it is always oriented around your goals. Second, it's obsessed with getting the optimal output, not just a good enough one. And third, it has that built-in mechanism for continuous learning, for capturing that feedback. Okay, so that's the big idea, but how does a system actually do this? How does it capture who you are and what you're trying to achieve? Let's peel back one more layer and take a quick look at the design underneath it all. The whole system is guided by a few really clear principles. It's user-centric, which means the human, you, always comes first. It also really values clear thinking before you even write a prompt, which kind of forces you to clarify your own thoughts. And it borrows from the classic Unix philosophy. Makes simple, focused tools that do one thing well and can work together. So it's really about thoughtful design, not just throwing more power at the problem. And here's where it gets really practical. A core part of this is a system called TELOS. Think of it as a set of files that document the most important things about you, your overall mission in life, your big goals, the projects you're working on right now, and the key things you've learned along the way. This becomes the foundation of the AI's memory, giving it that deep context it needs to be a truly personal assistant. So, at the very heart of all of this is a memory system. Every single rating you give, every correction you make, every time something works out perfectly, it's all captured. And this isn't just some boring history log, it's the raw material the AI uses to get smarter and more aligned with exactly what you need over time. This brings us to the final and maybe the most important piece of the puzzle, the mission. Who is this actually for? This quote just says it all, doesn't it? The project is explicitly designed to be an anti-gatekeeping effort.
The whole point is to prevent this kind of powerful AI from becoming a tool that's only for the super wealthy or the tech elite. And that's exactly why it's open source.
So who are we talking about? Think about the people who are just constantly overwhelmed by busy work. It's for small business owners who are trying to juggle marketing and accounting, or artists and creatives who just want more time and space to, create.
And it's also for professionals who are just dying for a smarter workflow. Imagine being a manager whose AI assistant already knows the status of every single project, or a developer whose coding partner remembers every tiny preference and every piece of their code base. And it's really built for both ends of the spectrum. It's for the power user who wants to get in there and tinker with every little detail. But it's also for anyone who just wants to finally get their life organized. From fitness plans to family budgets, the whole shebang. So to sum it all up, the mission here is fundamentally about democratization. It's about taking the most advanced AI capabilities and making them accessible and genuinely useful to anyone who wants to better themselves and go after their goals. Which brings us right to our final thought, a question to leave you with. After seeing how this whole system is designed to learn, adapt, and focus entirely on your personal goals, what kind of potential do you think you could unlock with an AI that was built not to replace you, but to magnify you?